All right. Another video here reporting from downtown Dallas. Had some good drives here. Now we're heading back to the burbs is what folks call it. So far so good. This is for FSD 12.6.1 and very windy, very cold day today here in Dallas. Just wanted to get a good feel of the end-to-end highway as well as the city streets, navigation and how we do with that. It's early this morning, so not too many folks out. And again, it is pretty cold, so I don't expect to see very many people out if you don't have to be. Okay, so first left turn, excellent. We're gonna have another left turn followed by a right to get onto the highway. So we'll see how that transition is handled. Here on Nowitzki Way, we're right next to the American Airlines Center. Doesn't get too, I won't say it doesn't get too cold in Dallas often. It does. Contrary to popular belief, yeah, while it does get very extremely hot in the summer, it does get cold in the winter. So 27 degrees with the wind chill. It's in the single digits for sure. So won't be doing much today, at least outside. Okay, so we're approaching the on-ramp. See how we handle this right turn. Coming to a full stop. These vehicles, including this bus, have the right-of-way, so we'll let them go by. House of Blues over there in the background. Okay, so here we go. We've gotten in this left lane, which we need to get over there, so that was a misstep for FSD. I'm not sure why it went to that lane. Regardless, it corrected itself, and now we are off onto the highway. So this is a tollway, and so we'll need to merge to the right lane, which FSD is doing so now. Apologize for any wind noise. There's some natural wind noise that I'm getting addressed next month, as well as it being extremely windy. I think winds are 20 to 30 miles an hour right now, so I'll be sure to make sure I'm audible for the video. Coming up on this ramp a little quick. A little quick for my taste. So speed, at least for this ramp, like to bump it down a little bit. I'm glad it's excited to be on this ramp, but it was a little aggressive, but nevertheless, it recognized it and, slowed down. And I don't know if that's necessarily because of my hurry profile or just because it, is attempting to recognize that ramp or that turn as a regular street versus an actual ramp. So, nevertheless, we are back on road. We got out to the far left lane. We decided to get back into the middle lane here. So right now, again, we're in hurry mode. Speed limit being 65, we're doing 72. I am not mad at that whatsoever. That's more natural to what I would be doing if I was driving myself. Definitely a more peaceful drive. Not too many vehicles out here. Sun's just now coming up. Took a while. Now we're getting to the left lane here. Again, with the flow of traffic, we're doing well. Speed limit 65 here specifically, but we're going 78. And as you can see, the rest of the vehicles are doing the same speed, if not a little bit more. So, I'm cool with this. We do have a vehicle coming up behind us here, so we may end up switching to the right lane here, the middle lane. Okay, so there we go. Notice that vehicle passed us on top of the vehicle coming behind us, so we took the correct approach, which is getting and moving over to the middle lane. Let the faster vehicles pass. Again, just for a gauge here, speed limit 65, and we're doing 77. You can see those vehicles in front of us probably doing 88, 80, 82, 85. So, for what FSD is doing now, this is perfect. This is, what, 11 miles over the speed limit, 40% auto offset, right? So I am not mad at this. No rush on our end here. Getting no issues so far. We're doing good. So very impressed there with FSD. Extremely impressed with the last couple of updates. I think for those that, may not be too familiar, or even for those that have been using FSD for a while now, utilizing the cabin camera here at the top in order to avoid having to nudge the steering wheel has just been game changing. Like literally getting through very long rides without having to nudge the wheel is just a difference maker. So I think that alone should really encourage folks, especially that do a lot of highway driving, to check FSD out. Being mindful of this vehicle here to the left. They're texting. They're texting, and there's some twists and turns coming up over here. So again, with FSD, it's supervised, so you always want to be mindful. I typically like to use FSD on roads I've taken before. Sometimes, you have some unknown roads, but you always want to be prepared to take over. And, seeing somebody to the left of me in a vehicle going, the same speed, but looking down at their phone while we're approaching turns, it's like I have to be cautious and mindful of my surroundings just as much as FSD does. So it's always a big reminder. But again, we're cruising right now. This is I think this is one of the best pieces of highlighting the tech or FSD in general to others. And, folks will bring up, oh, you know what, I have adaptive cruise control on my vehicle. And it's like, nah, it's not the same. It's not the same. I've utilized adaptive cruise control in previous vehicles. And, at the time, that was groundbreaking for sure. But, this is just next level. The handling, the awareness there, being able to switch lanes. So definite upgrade for sure. And so we're passing Addison, working our way back to through North Dallas, getting back into the Plano, Frisco area. There are more service centers being built as well, so that's a great thing. There's one in Plano here, off this tollway. There's going to be another. There is another service center that they just opened in Plano as well, off the 75, and then I know they're opening an additional service center in Flower Mound, not too far from here. I want to say 15-20 minutes. So Tesla's definitely doing a great job at expanding those service centers. So our appointment times are much more realistic. Now, let's see. There's a vehicle coming, and we were kind of swerving to the left there, was ready to take over. Not necessarily something on FSD. That's just that's a it's a real turn. Just driving normally, you have to be cautious. So that vehicle was approaching. I want to make sure we didn't move him off of his direction. The wind also doesn't help out here. It's very windy today. Okay, so as you all can see, vehicles are just flying past us. Right now, the speed limit's still 65. We're doing 74. No problems with that at all. All right, so we're moving along. Now we're in Plano. Getting close to our destination here. Uh, Navigate around this truck. Some individuals have reported around vehicles, around bigger trucks, it gets a little favorably close. That wasn't too bad. I did, just now I recognized it was pretty close and started to veer to the right, which is exactly what we want. But definitely something to take note of if you are ever out on the highway getting close to 18-wheelers. Just out of caution, if you need to take over, definitely do so. Caught me looking at my screen down here, so active monitoring is currently off. I'll have to nudge a bit. Okay, now it's back on. So attention monitoring, again, for those unaware, that is the tool in order to not have to nudge at your steering wheel every so many seconds, right? With it picking up my eyes in the cabin camera, I don't have to nudge or take any type of physical action to indicate that I'm paying attention. It looks at my eyes. So coming off this off ramp, we're gonna make a left. It was definitely, yeah. So it took the slower approach. Initially wanted to get into another lane, but I think it quickly recognized this is the lane that we want to be in. Okay, so approaching this left turn, looking good there. We'll need to get over to the right here. See if we'll let this G-Wagon go by, or if we'll try to accelerate past it to make this next right turn. Taking the acceleration approach. Actually, we're not going that way, so no, we're good. Okay. A little wobbly on that turn. Still made it through here. Again, approaching destination. Here to the right. There we have it. So overall, good run, some takeaways as far as turning, but highway-wise, really immaculate. There's nothing to really call out for that. I think overall, just, definite improvements, no regressions that I can tell on my end. So until next time, appreciate the views, comments, and we'll go from there. Thank you.